Welcome, welcome, welcome to the MasterMind Library. Welcome to the MasterMind Library, the home of the MasterMind Book Club on FHTII.com. I'm Ferdinand, the bringer of balance, leader of many disciplines, and your host. And today we're reading something very special. Today we're going to what is called the myths of Mesopotamia, but we're going to the Enuma Elish, the epic of creation. All right, we're going to something real special today. All right, take y'all on a journey. One of the things that's been very popular these days on social media is Mesopotamian and Sumerian clay tablets. And I think that we all need to take a look at these tablets. You know, whether a person is able to read cuneiform or not. There are translation tools and there are actual translations of this material. Today I'm going to read a translation of the material, but the material predates the birth of all writers of scrolls of biblical doctrine. So yeah, let's dive into it. Tablet 1. And I don't have a physical copy, so I'm going to read off of the PDF that I have shared here for everyone to see. Tablet 1. When skies above were not yet named, nor earth below pronounced by name, Absu, the first one, their begetter, and maker Tiamat, who bore them all, had mixed their waters together, but had not formed pastures, nor discovered reed beds, when yet no gods were manifest, nor names pronounced, nor destinies decreed. Then gods were born within them. Lamu and Lahamu emerged, their names pronounced. As soon as they matured, they were fully formed. Anshar and Kishar were born, surpassing them. They passed the days at length. They added to the years. Anu, their firstborn son, rivaled his forefathers. And Shar made his son Anu like himself. And Anu begot Nudamad in his likeness. He, Nudamad, was superior to his forefathers. Profound of understanding, he was wise, was very strong at arms, mightier by far than Anshar, his father's begetter. He had no rival among the gods, his peers. The gods of that generation would meet together and disturb Tiamat, and their clamor reverberated. They stirred up Tiamat's belly. They were annoying her by playing inside Anduruna. Abzu could not quell their noise, and Tiamat became mute before them. However grievous their behavior to her, however bad their ways, she would indulge them. Finally, Abzu, begetter of the great gods, called out and addressed his vizier, Mumu. O Mumu, vizier who pleases me, come, let us go to Tiamat. They went and sat in front of Tiamat and discussed affairs concerning the gods, their sons. Absu made his voice heard and spoke to Tiamat in a loud voice. Their ways have become very grievous to me. By day I cannot rest. By night I cannot sleep. I shall abolish their ways and disperse them. Let peace prevail so that we can sleep. When Tiamat heard this, she was furious and shouted at her lover. She shouted dreadfully and was beside herself with rage, but then suppressed the evil in her belly. How could we allow what we ourselves created to perish? Even though their ways are so grievous, we should bear it patiently. Vizier Mumu replied and counseled Apsu. The vizier did not agree with the counsel of his earth mother. O father, put an end to their troublesome ways, so that she may be allowed to rest by day and sleep at night. Apsu was pleased with him. His face lit up at the evil he was planning for the gods, his sons. Vizier Mumu hugged him, sat on his lap, and kissed him rapturously. But everything they plotted between them was relayed to the gods, their sons. The gods listened and wandered about restlessly. They fell silent. They sat mute. Superior in understanding, wise and capable, Ea, who knows everything, found out their plot, made for himself a design of everything, and laid it out correctly, made it cleverly. His pure spell was superb. He recited it, and it stilled the waters. He poured sleep upon him so that he was sleeping soundly, put Abzu to sleep, drenched with sleep. Vizier Mumu, the counselor, was in a sleepless daze. He, Ea, unfastened his belt, took off his crown, took away his mantle of radiance, and put it on himself. He held Absu down and slew him, tied up Mumu, and laid him across him. He set up his dwelling on top of Absu, and grasped Mumu, held him by a nose rope. When he had overcome and slain his enemies, Ea set up his triumphal cry over his foes. Then he rested very quietly inside his private quarters, and named them Abzu, and assigned chapels, founded his own residence there. And Ea and Damkina, his lover, dwelt in splendor. In the chamber of destinies, the hall of the designs, Bel, cleverest of the clever, sage of the gods, was begotten. And inside Abzu, Marduk was created. Inside pure Abzu, Marduk was born. Ea, his father, created him. Damkina, his mother, bore him. He suckled the treats of goddesses. The nurse who reared him filled him with awesomeness. Proud was his form, piercing his stare. Mature his emergence, he was powerful from the start. Anu, his father's begetter, beheld him and rejoiced, beamed. His heart was filled with joy. He made him so perfect that his godhead was doubled. Elevated far above them, he was superior in every way. His limbs were ingeniously made beyond comprehension, impossible to understand, too difficult to perceive. 4 were his eyes, 4 were his ears. When his lips moved, fire blazed forth. The 4 ears were enormous, and likewise the eyes. They perceived everything. Highest among the gods, his form was outstanding. His limbs were very long. His height, outstanding. Anu cried out, Madatu, Madatu, Son, Majesty, Majesty of the gods. Clothed in the radiant mantle of 10 gods, worn high above his head, 5 fearsome rays were clustered above him. Anu created the 4 winds and gave them birth, put them in his, Marduk's, hand. My son, let them play. He fashioned dust and made the whirlwind carry it. He made the flood wave and stirred up Tiamat. Tiamat was stirred up and heaved restlessly day and night. The gods, unable to rest, had to suffer. They plotted evil in their hearts, and They addressed Tiamat, their mother, saying, because they slew Abzu, your lover, and you did not go to his side, but set mute, he has created the four fearful winds to stir up your belly on purpose, and we simply cannot sleep. Was your lover Abzu not in your heart? And Vizier Mumu, who was captured? No wonder you sit alone. Are you not a mother? You have restlessly, but you have restlessly. But what about? Who cannot rest? Don't you love us? Our grip is slack, and our eyes are sunken. Remove the yoke of us restless ones and let us sleep. Set up, battle cry, and avenge them. Conquer the enemy and reduce them to naught. Tiamat listened, and the speech pleased her. Let us act now as you were advising. The gods inside him, Abzu, will be disturbed because they adopted evil for the gods who begot them. They crowded round and rallied beside Tiamat. They were fierce, scheming restlessly night and day. They were working up to war, growling and raging. They convened a council and created conflict. Mother Huber, who fashioned all things, contributed an unfaceable weapon. She bore giant snakes, sharp of tooth and unsparing of fang. She filled their bodies with venom instead of blood. She cloaked ferocious dragons with fearsome rays and made them bear mantles of radiance, made them godlike. Chanting this imprecation, whoever looks upon them shall collapse in utter terror. Their bodies shall rear up continually and never turn away. She stationed a horned serpent, a Mushusu dragon, and a Lamu hero, an Ugala demon, a rabbit dog, and a scorpion man, aggressive Umu demons, a fish man, and a bull man, bearing merciless weapons, fearless in battle. Her orders were so powerful they could not be disobeyed. In addition, she created 11 more likewise. Over the gods, her offspring who had convened a council for her. She promoted Kingu and made him greatest among them, conferred upon him leadership of the army, command of the assembly, raising the weapon to signal engagement, mustering combat troops, overall command of the whole battle force. And she sat upon a throne. I have cast a spell for you and made you greatest in the gods' assembly. I have put into your power rule over all the gods. You shall be the greatest, for you are my only lover. Your commands shall always prevail over all the Anuki. Then she gave him the tablet of destinies and made him clasp it to his breast. Your utterance shall never be altered. Your word shall be law. When Kingu was promoted and had received the Anu power and had decreed destinies for the gods his sons, he said, what issues forth from your mouths shall quench fire. Your accumulated venom shall paralyze the powerful. Catchline. Tiamat assembled his creatures. Colophon. First tablet. When skies above, written like its original and inspected. Tablet of Nabu Balatsu Ikbi, son of Naid Marduk. Hand of Nabu Balutsu Ikbi, son of Naid Marduk. Tiamat assembled his creatures, and that's that's the end of tablet one. I was really into that. I was feeling that. This is the tablet of creation. That was tablet one. So obviously, right now, what you're seeing is who we're talking about is Kingu. We're talking about Tiamat. We're talking about Abzu. We're talking about people of the Anuki. And many people have heard another name, the Anunnaki, right? Keep listening, keep reading. We're going to keep diving deep into this, okay? That was tablet 1 of the Enuma Elish, and we're going to be going through these tablets every day until we get to the end. And then we're going to keep going into these other epics as well. We also have the Epic of Gilgamesh. We also have the Atrahasis epic. We also have the Adapa, right? We have other epics, these clay tablets. We're going to touch every single one of them. This is the premier location, the MasterMind Library. This is the premier location of absolute truth. We are going to dive into the falsities. We're going to dive into the relative truths. We are going to have a full circle picture of what is going on with these doctrines, what is going on with these various sciences, so that we can discern properly. And we also have to discern properly by coming into this space whole, coming into this space with fasted, coming into this space with proper sunlight coming into the bare skin, with water coming into the body properly, proper sleep, with goals. And then at that time, when we have regressed and from past trauma, when we have reframed perspective on past trauma, now we approach this material. And then what we achieve is everlasting life more abundantly. And this is the MasterMind Library. This is an ongoing Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. reading and discussion of these materials. This is important materials. Any Christians out there, it doesn't matter what sect of Christianity that you practice, this is a foundational piece of material here. This is foundational doctrine, not necessarily from the translation of this specific author who has translated the cuneiform, the Mesopotamian tablets, right? Not necessarily from this person. It could be from a whole nother person, or you could translate it yourself. But every single Christian on this planet should be going through these tablets. They should be going through the Metu Neter at the Great Aku and the Great Sphinx and the temples in ancient Kemet. This is important information for us to discern absolute truth. We need to also realign with nature. All of these pieces come together to give us the power that we have given away to others. It's time to take that power back. And we do that by studying to show thyself approved to yourself, to self first. That's tablet 1 of the Enuma Elish. Y'all be blessed. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, 8 a.m.